just like, I'm going to take the child and whatever, all these things, you know. And in a way, I was also abandoned, but it was like my parents did stay together, even though they were abusive. Like my dad was abusing my mom, they stayed together. So for me, I grew up like not getting the love and nurture that I needed from my parents, but they stayed together. So there's a sense of loyalty that I know, which isn't even good, because oftentimes people that see their parents argue or stay in abusive situations, they go into relationships and then they think like, okay, so I should also stay because my parents stay together. And that's what they see as like, this is love. You stay together no matter what. And then, for example, what he's doing is like his parents were like dating other people and like throwing the child around, like using it as a prop. And now he's doing the same thing, and he doesn't really know that, like any loyalty really, because he didn't see that with his parents. And so it's like, is this person really evil, or are they acting from their childhood? Because
and it can still be evil, even if they're acting out of their childhood.
Yeah, I mean, what he's doing is bad, but I always look at why are you doing that, you know? It doesn't mean that I have to accept it. It doesn't mean I have to justify your actions.
Correct.
But I always try to understand, like, where is this coming from, you know?
If you understand, Liz, it makes you feel better.
Yeah.
That's why we want to understand.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why ghosting sucks.
Yeah.
Because you don't understand.
Yeah, you go crazy.
But if you understand, even if they're like, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
Even if it hurts, you understand.
And you can like close it off.
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what I have.
Yeah. They say, when people say that they're looking for happiness in a relationship, they're not really seeking happiness, they're seeking familiarity.
Yeah.
And that's where you attract what your nervous system is used to.
Yeah.
Chaos.
Yeah.
Abandonment, you know? Unless you catch it and maybe work on it, I don't know. When I say your childhood, what is the first emotion that comes to mind?
I just feel betrayed. I feel like my childhood was taken from me. I feel like I never had one. That's what I feel like when I think of my childhood.
And we're going to go more into it, but I'll tell you a few things that I read. Is it true that your mom tried to escape on her wedding night?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. My mom was forced to marry my dad, which is crazy because like she really didn't want to marry him. She didn't want to marry anyone. And my mom was like, she's still a very beautiful woman, but like everyone knew her as a super beautiful woman, like in the city. And she was always like very high class. Like she didn't want to marry anyone. Like, and then my dad was from a poor village, not attractive. No one wanted him. And he was already married one time before. And my mom used to always say, I will never marry someone that had kids before or that was married before. And she used to always say that. And then my dad came around and everyone literally like said he did black magic on her. No way, like that he got her, you know? This is how much people couldn't believe it. And even on her wedding night, like there were other people that were trying to marry her. She was trying to escape to go that way, but like my aunt caught her and she was forced to marry my dad. And yeah, the misery began. Once she married him, he turned immediately abusive. And it was crazy because he was stalking her, obsessing over her, like he wouldn't leave her alone until he married her. And then it was like 25 years of hell. Yeah.
How would you describe your childhood, other than the betrayal feeling? Like if you had to throw it for me.
It's such a blur because I have so much trauma that a lot of things I do not remember. I remember flashes, like visions almost. And they're not good. I didn't have a childhood. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I don't know. Like, I do know that I was like a happy kid still, or try to be happy. But it's not like that I was like given the love that I wanted.
Not from mom too?
My mom was very like, I feel like I was a mother to my mother. So I feel like I was her parent, taking care of her and protecting her. You know, it's actually crazy. I I do like hypnotherapy and all these things for my PTSD. And I was recently in a session with my therapist, and I wanted to heal the relationship with my ex and why I feel so responsible for this person, even though they hurt me. And we literally went into hypnosis, and I saw a vision where I was a little girl, and I don't remember what age it was. I think like around 8 years old or something. And I was sleeping. And I remember at night, I suddenly heard like, Liz, like my mom yelling for me. So I woke up and I ran to the living room. And when I ran to the living room, like the lights were off and my mom was sitting on the floor and my dad was sitting in front of her. And she had been hit in the face. And I was like, and I looked at them, and my dad looked at me. He's like, go back to your room, like go to sleep. And my mom was scared. And in that moment, my mom told me like, it's making me emotional. My mom told me like, don't go, because she was scared. And in that moment, I decided, like, I went to sit next to her, even though I was scared myself. But I realized, like, in that moment, I decided, like, I took on the role of her protector. And ever since that moment, like, it wasn't a childhood for me anymore. It was like, I'm responsible for my mother and I'm responsible for my siblings, for my whole family. I need to protect them. I need to protect them against my father. And my father really started to, like, hate me from a young age and resent me because I was always protecting my mom. And, like, for example, he would try these manipulation tactics on my siblings, like, oh, I'm going to buy donuts for you guys or whatever, like, so they would like him more, but it would never work on me because I could see through him, and I was like, no, I'm going to stick with my mom no matter what. And, yeah, that was just my whole childhood, like, giving her advice, protecting her, like, physically protecting her. And then, like, once I became older, my whole focus was I need to provide and I need to make money to help my mom and to help my siblings. Like, that's my role. So then I remember when I was 12 years old, for example, I went and I was like, I bought these waffles in supermarket, and I was like, I have to decorate each waffle separately. And then I was going to sell them like door to door to people so that I could make money. And I was like, yeah, it's for a good cause. The good cause is me. So I was selling them, and I had made like a lot of money, you know, but I told like my parents I have like a nanny job or something. So then I was doing that job. And then once it was legal for me to work, which was like 15 turning 16, I did any job I could. Like, literally, I was always working because I didn't want my mom to have to provide for me because she was already working a lot and my dad wasn't doing anything. So I didn't want to put like more pressure on her. So also my sister started working. Like, the women in the family were all working. And we were providing for ourselves. And then we were like, my dad would make us pay for groceries and everything. Like, he was doing nothing. So yeah, it was a lot of responsibility at a young age.
Yeah, it makes sense that you didn't taste what childhood is supposed to be. And then also at some point you had to leave your homeland and emigrate, right?
Yeah, that was actually like, that I was 1 year old.
It was early.
Oh, that was before, yeah.
So all of what you told me was after the move?
Yeah.
So you moved very early, so you don't remember your home?
No. My mom does remember the war. My dad does. My older brother does. Yeah.
Okay. You ready for the journey?
Yes.
The first time I do it this way, one.
Okay.
There was so much to your story, Liz, that I usually don't even, like, I'll use this just for like five questions that I'll quote you and I'll see what you have to say about your quote, right?
Yeah.
Or what somebody's saying. But this time, like, I need to make sure we go to this journey correctly.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah.
I've lived many lives.
Okay. So is it true that your mother was cleaning toilets for $10 a week and that was your family's only source of food?
Yes, that was like when we had just immigrated and we're at the immigration center refugee camp.
Okay.
And there you could like do a job where you clean toilets, and she would make like $10 a week for that. And yeah, that was the money that we had. which another thing happened, which was even crazier, because my oldest brother, he was disabled because of like the war.